My parents skipped my emergency surgery to watch my sister's dance recital. Now, they want me to co-sign a loan after she practically destroyed their house throwing a party. I laughed and hung up. I was 16 when my appendix burst during a basketball game. Coach Miller called 911 while I was curled up on the gym floor in agony. The ER doctor told me I had maybe an hour before it went septic. They needed a parent to sign off on the surgery, but Coach Miller had to call my parents 12 times before my mom finally picked up. She told him they were at Chloe's winter showcase and couldn't leave because Chloe had a solo in the second act. A solo? My appendix was literally poisoning me, and my parents couldn't miss a 3-minute dance number. Coach Miller ended up signing as my emergency guardian so the surgery could proceed. I woke up alone in a recovery room with an IV in my arm and a 6-inch incision. No parents, no sister, just Coach Miller asleep in the chair next to my bed because he refused to leave me alone. My parents showed up the next morning. My mom brought a teddy bear from the gift shop, kissed my forehead, and said how scary it must have been. When I asked why they didn't come, my dad actually shrugged. Chloe's been practicing for months. We couldn't just walk out during her big moment. The coach had it handled. A man who'd known me for one season cared more about whether I lived or died than my own parents. Chloe never even sent a text. I moved out at 18 with $400 and a duffel bag. I worked warehouse shifts at night while taking community college classes by day. I transferred to a state school on a partial scholarship and finished my degree while working 30-hour weeks. I slept in my car twice when I couldn't make rent and showered at the campus gym. By 26, I had a solid career, a small apartment that was actually mine, and $22,000 in savings. Every cent earned the hard way. Chloe got a different life. My parents paid her full tuition at a private university, bought her a car for graduation, and let her move back home rent-free after she dropped out of her second master's program. She was 27 and still living in her childhood bedroom. My parents called it finding herself. Then, 3 weeks ago, my mom called me sobbing. Chloe had thrown a massive party while my parents were on vacation. Over 80 people she'd met through an influencer group she was trying to start. And someone knocked a candle into the curtains. The entire first floor suffered smoke and water damage. The kitchen was destroyed, and the living room was gutted. My dad's home office, containing 30 years of files, was gone. Insurance covered part of it, but not the $9,000 worth of woodworking tools stolen from the garage during the party. Total out-of-pocket costs hit $40,000. My parents needed a loan, but their credit was wrecked from a refinance they'd done to pay off Chloe's previous student loans. They needed a cosigner. "You have great credit," my dad said. "This is a family emergency. We just need your signature." "What about Chloe?" I asked. "She caused this." "Chloe doesn't have credit. She's never had a real job. You know that." "Yeah, I knew, because they made sure she never had to." "I'm not co-signing anything," I said. Hey, my mom's voice started shaking. "How can you say no? This is our home. Your childhood home. The childhood home where you left me to almost die so you could watch Chloe dance. That home? That was years ago. You need to let that go." "I let it go when I moved out with $400. I let it go when I slept in my car. And I'm letting this go too." My dad grabbed the phone. "You're being selfish. We never asked you for anything. You never asked because you never thought about me long enough to need anything. Chloe burned the house down. Make her figure it out. She's your sister." And Coach Miller was a stranger, but he was the one in the chair when I woke up, not you. I hung up and let the phone ring. That night, Chloe posted a selfie in front of the charred living room with the caption, "Worst week ever. Please send good vibes." She tagged a GoFundMe. She actually listed herself as the victim. The silence after that phone call was the loudest thing I'd heard in years. I sat in my apartment, my quiet, paid-for, smoke-free apartment, and watched the dust motes dance in the light of a lamp I'd bought with my